multiple reasons why people like portability, want to do portability. One of the reasons would be that they did not like the plan, they do not like the insurance company, or even if they like the plan, they like the insurance company, they found something better.
Premium cannot be the primary reason, which is extremely important because in India we see the price first.
Price should be a secondary reason, not a primary reason, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say price should not be the reason. The insurance company can decline portability, right?
I'll to say any case because like the previous company has got all the premium. They
Yeah.
have not earned anything, right?
The professional expert on our platform has said, don't go for portability. The
Mhm.
only reason you should port is that there is a need for moving to a new plan where you're seeing that there are significantly better benefits.
Just
Right?
straight away fraud.
So it's a fraud. It's a purely a fraud. There are two areas where portability information is required by insurance companies. One is
Hi guys, welcome to Insurance Unfiltered Season 2. So today we'll be talking about health insurance portability. We will cover each and everything regarding to health insurance portability. What is health insurance portability? What are the pitfalls? When you should take it? When you should consider it? Each and everything related to portability, health insurance portability, you will get it in this particular podcast. Well, the question might be कि there are several videos available on YouTube on portability. Why you should watch this particular content? Well, very simple. We at Beshak make sure that you get completely unbiased and milawat free content. How come? Well, we are not influenced by any commissions or we do not take any ad revenues from any insurance company so that you can make the right choice as per your needs. So without any further ado, let's start this podcast. We have Mahavir with us today. Mahavir has been into this space for 20 plus years now and has the health insurance knowledge from scratch. Well, several things were not in health insurance when he was in health insurance space. And one of the things is what we are discussing it today. So hi Mahavir.
hey, hi.
So let's talk about the very basic thing. Let's tell the viewers what is portability.
So portability came in around 2013, right?
And
Portability.
when did you join?
I joined in 2005, 2006.
Achha.
Yeah, so
It came
after
9 years
almost
later.
like 8 years of me being in the space, the portability came. So health insurance was also progressing at that time. Health insurance was a very, very simple plan when it started. Then a lot of private insurers came into play and plans were getting better and better. No new features were coming. A lot of foreign companies were also coming into India, right? So that's when portability need also arose with people, right? Where typically I had a plan which probably was an average plan and I saw that in the market there is a better plan. So I wanted to move to that plan. But there was a blocker. That blocker was basically that मैंने ये plan में I have invested for so many years in this plan and I have completed my waiting periods, right? अब if I have to move to a new plan, my waiting period will start again, right?
So
So
quickly for
portability-
viewers, if you can explain waiting periods.
So waiting period is basically that if you start any insurance policy, like a health insurance policy, in the beginning you do not get covers, all the covers from day zero. Like your covers
Logical.
related to health insurance start gradually, right? So for example, let's say there is a 2-year waiting period for certain specific treatments. There is a 3-year waiting period. At that time, it should be 4 years for existing diseases that you had before you buying the policy. All these waiting periods you have to complete and then get a comprehensive cover, right? So from day zero, you do not have a complete cover. So at that time, when people had a plan in their hands, they had already completed their waiting periods, right? And when they went to the market and tried to move to a new plan, they were told that you have to again start your waiting periods, right? So it became a very big blocker for people,
Yes.
right? What portability gives as a right to customers is that that waiting period credit that people had can be moved to the new plan and you can basically get a seamless transfer to a new plan that you liked, right? So multiple reasons why people like portability, want to do portability. One of the reasons would be that they did not like the plan, they do not like the insurance company, or even if they like the plan, they like the insurance company, they found something better, right? So these are the situations where people wanted to move, and portability gives them that the portability guidelines that IRDAI brought give them that power to basically get these credits moved to the new insurance company and then continue with a new plan. So they do not have to again serve the waiting period in the new plan.
Got it. So portability basically allows the person to change their policy along with the benefits associated.
Correct.
One is basically waiting period, which is generally a very big thing, right?
Correct. Otherwise, it was becoming very difficult for people to move because आपने इतने साल से जो भी आपने invest किया, you basically have to start from zero. So portability basically helps you not start from zero because you've
Got it.
invested in a company or a plan for so many years.
Understood. So one more thing, Mahavir, which people might scratch their heads on: when should they get the portability done? Because they will, if let's say the time will pass, there will definitely be products in the market which will give me much better or better perks in comparison to my current product.
Mhm.
With time, definitely that will happen, right? But should I look at it and port my policy? Wh- Basically, what I want to ask is, when should a person get the portability done?
Right. No, I understood your question. So basically, that's a very, very good question, because what happens is that not only that you want to trigger portability or you want to move to a new plan, a lot of companies also approach you to port your plan, right? Meaning, I'm a new insurance company, I will reach out to you through a phone call, or an agent will come and tell you that, okay, sir, आपके पास ये plan है, I have a better plan. Why don't you move to a new plan? The only reason you should port is that there is a need for moving to a new plan where you're seeing that there are significantly better benefits that are available in a new plan, and it's going to change how you're going to get access to healthcare. It cannot be something just because of a very superfluous flashy feature in an insurance plan जो आपको मिल रहा है. You should look at the core benefits, and if you're getting better benefits in another insurance plan, only then you should move. I'll give you some examples, right? So one of the examples could be that I did not like the claim service of an insurance company. That's a very valid reason
100%.
for you to move.
Yes.
That you saw that you are not getting, not even claim service, even renewal services, for example, or the general stuff that you want from an insurance company, you're not getting that kind of you are not getting that kind of response, you're not getting that kind of service. हर बार branch जाना पड़ रहा है, for example, one of the reasons that could be, right? And you want to move to a more modern private company. That is one reason. Second is core benefits, right? Like, one of the core benefits that are there in your plan is that there could be, in your existing plan, there are a lot of limitations, right? Like a room rent limit is a limitation which significantly reduces how much you can claim from a hospitalization expense. There could be other limitations like surgery का limits है in the plan, which is basically saying that आप, let's say, cardiac surgery के लिए सिर्फ 2.5 लाख रुपया, you can only claim 2.5 lakhs as a treatment cost, not, let's say, the overall sum insured. If you even have a term sum insured of 10 lakhs. So that could be the second
big
reason.
limitations, yes.
So these are the two major reasons why you would want to move. What are the reasons you should not look at is basically that just because there is some flashy feature, a flashy feature का example है कि core features अच्छे हैं आपके plan में, you have core features are good in your plan, there is some new feature which has come in the market, and that's the question that you ask, that every time there will be new features that will come in the market. Don't move for something which is just a benefit that when you put it actually on paper, you're going to use it probably once in 20 years, once in 30 years, right? Don't look at those kind of things. And also, premium should not be the reason I would want people to move. Actually, better things to like, people think that अच्छा इसमें सस्ता premium है, so I should move into a new plan. That's not a good reason to move, because on an average, most insurance companies typically will correct their premiums either now or then, right? Unless that insurance company is so bad that they are not able to manage their book properly, right? वो एक case हो सकता है.
Understood.
Price should be a secondary reason, not a primary reason, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say price should not be the reason. Some insurance company, for example, is not able to manage their book only properly, right? And because of which every year the premium is increasing, and you're significantly seeing a difference from what you have with a particular insurance company and what is available in the market. Plus the features are probably going down, and there are better features and a lower premium. That is a reasonable reason. Then it's a match of premium, price, and the features, right?
Yes.
So वो हो सकता है. One more reason why you should not port is something that we will discuss in detail little later, is basically when someone already has a history, a medical history. Two kinds of medical history. One is when he or she first bought the plan, उस time पे if there are pre-existing diseases, and one is after buying the plan if there are multiple diseases that happen. That is a situation where you should be very, very careful about porting or not porting.
Understood. Clearly, like, premium cannot be the primary reason, which is extremely important, because in India we see the price first, and as you rightfully told, that premium cannot be the primary reason. Core benefits you can check, or you can check the claim service, which is like the utmost important part of any health insurance. Yes, premium can be the secondary one. Okay, so Mahavir, are there any restrictions on any kind of policies? For example, are there restrictions on policies like these specific kind of policies can only be ported and these policies cannot be ported? Is there any kind of restriction
All
on that?
health insurance policies basically can be ported. Mostly
Okay.
indemnity based policies where you are basically covering costs, right? Meaning there are two kinds of policies in health insurance.
Mhm.
One is an indemnity based policy and another is basically a benefit policy.
Could
So
you
indemnity
elaborate
based
on?
policy, yeah, explaining.
Sure,
So
sure.
indemnity based policies are policies where you are covering a loss, right? Meaning a covering an expense, right? So that policy reimburses you for the expense, right? That is basically how a indemnity policy works. Then there are benefit policies, which are policies where insurance companies pay you based on a certain event, and the insurance company will pay you a fixed amount of money. Like a term life insurance policy is a benefit policy. It's not an indemnity policy, because at the time of death, the insurance company is going to give you a fixed sum of money, right? So in basically portability, typically only the indemnity based policies, which are basically the reimbursement wala policies, where there are waiting periods. Not that there are no waiting periods in a benefit policy, but those policies usually are the policies that are part of portability. The second thing is there are two types of products, right? There are group insurance products and there are personal insurance products.
Yes.
तो ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस मतलब जो बैंक्स आपको देती है या आप कंपनी के थ्रू if your company has given you a policy, those are group insurance policies, right? And then there are personal policies which you buy on your own, where there is no company that is facilitating that insurance for you. You are basically buying it directly with an insurance company. There could be a distributor or an agent who is helping you buy it, but your relationship is directly with the insurance company, right? In case of a group insurance, when you do portability, at the time of renewal, you can only move to the same insurance company.
That is a restriction.
Yeah, that's a restriction. You cannot move to any insurance company if it's a group insurance policy. So for example, if I'm in a company and I'm basically either retiring or I'm basically leaving from the company, I have an option of porting, right, available. But let's say I have bought it from ABC Insurance. The company has bought their cover for their employees from ABC Insurance Company. Then the portability will happen only in ABC Insurance Company. It cannot happen outside ABC Insurance Company. Portability will happen from the group policy of ABC Insurance Company to all the personal insurance plans that ABC has. You will have a choice to choose any of them and move to that plan that way.
Understood.
With the credits of the number of years you were there in that company that way. In case of personal insurance, it will be different. In case of personal insurance, when you want to port, the entire universe of all products is available for you to move to that any insurance company.
Understood. One quick question on the group policy, like because many people who might be watching, they would be working somewhere, like job they would be doing, majority of the people. So let's say from my personal example, I left a company, so I had a policy. When I port it, so I'll get an individual policy. Will porting a group policy also ports the benefits associated with that policy? Because I just wanted to understand, like there will be benefits with the group
The benefits don't get ported. What gets ported, like I said, is the waiting period credits. Portability does not move anything apart from your waiting period credits. A product से B product that you're going to, the A product you had served a certain amount of years, which completed a certain amount of waiting periods.
Got it.
And now you're moving to B. All those B has also a waiting period, some waiting periods. So when you're moving from A to B, those credits can be used to already serve waiting periods in the policy B, right? So इसमें 3 साल का waiting period था in the first insurance company, and you completed all the 3 years, right? And now you're basically moving to another policy which has a 3-year waiting period. That's it. So you don't have to serve those 3 years because you already served it before that. So you will basically have a policy on day 0 which will have complete credit of those waiting periods, and then hence you have the same benefits in terms of waiting periods in the new policy. But all the features, all the limitations that are there of the policy B will be of policy B only. You are not moving the benefits from policy A to policy B.
Okay, got it. And what if, a no-ask question, what if there is no waiting period in my employer, no waiting, very less waiting period, because for my, let's say for my mom and dad, there will be less waiting period. If I port the policy, so what will happen?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's not about whether there was waiting period in the previous policy or not. You've completed a certain number of years, right? and now you're moving to a new policy,
Hmm.
right, which has waiting periods.
Hmm.
So it will consider all your previous number of years, right,
Okay.
and still give you credit for the continuous years of coverage that you had
Got it.
in the new policy. So it's typically in a case where there is, let's say, a pehli wali policy mein there are 2 years waiting period, let's say, or 1 year waiting period. Your new policy has 3 years waiting period. That also does not matter, right? But you have
Understood.
completed 4 years, let's say.
Understood.
In the new company, they are going to see how many years were you previously continuously covered in that insurance policy, and then basis that they will basically calculate and tell you that this is your credit.
Got it.
So even if there is, that's a very good question actually, that even if there is zero waiting period, which will be the case in case of company policy, if you have completed, let's say, 10 years in a company, right, and now you're buying a policy, you're porting from the same insurance company's group policy to a same insurance company's personal policy, and that new policy has 4 years waiting period या 3 years waiting period for existing diseases, वो पूरा आपका cover हो गया. Your policy starts from the day you start, all your coverages are available for pre-existing diseases.
So you spoke about the corporate policy, and I now understood कि the time I be in that particular company with that particular policy, that is counted irrespective कि उस policy में कोई waiting period है कि नहीं है.
Correct.
At the time of portability.
Yeah.
Understood that. Now one question which is coming to mind, what, let's say कि if I have a personal policy and for 3 years I have not claimed,
Right.
and that policy had that no claim bonus or a
Yes,
thing,
yes,
and I have a decent bonus, right?
correct.
Now in the market there is a policy which is giving me better core benefits, which you told ki core benefit I should see better core benefits in comparison to the policy which I currently have.
Correct.
Now if I port to that policy, will this bonus thing will also get ported?
Yeah, so this is a good question actually. When we spoke about waiting periods, there is some nuance about bonus that I should have covered. So bonus, basically you will get credit on waiting periods for the bonus, but you will have to pay for the bonus. So I'll explain this little better.
Okay.
So let's say I have a 10 lakh policy, right, and I now have a bonus on that because I've maybe completed 2 years and it had 50% no claim bonus. So now it has become 20 lakhs.
20 lakh. Got
right?
it.
Now when I move to a new policy, I will basically have to pay for 20 lakhs sum insured. I'm not going to get the 10 lakhs sum insured for free.
Okay.
Right? So for example, here I was paying for 10 lakhs sum insured and getting 10 lakhs free. Right? And my cover was 20 lakhs. But if I'm moving to a new company, a new policy, I will buy a 20 lakhs. मेरे को 20 lakhs credit भी मिलेंगे. I will get credit for 20 lakhs. But I will have to pay for 20 lakhs. The insurance company, new insurance company, is not going to give you the bonus for free.
Okay.
Right? That's a nuance. So when you port from an insurance company A to insurance company B, bonus पे भी you will get waiting period credits, but you will have to pay for the bonus. You will not get it for free.
Got it. So okay, so I have a 10 lakh policy, 10 lakh cover policy,
Yeah.
and and on that I have completed, let's say, 3 years. And the 2 years ka I have no claim bonus of 10 lakh rupees. So my total sum insured will be 20 lakhs. Now I'm porting to 20 lakh policy.
You're buying a 20 lakh policy.
I'm buying a 20 lakh policy.
Through portability.
Through portability.
Correct.
Yes. So that 10 lakh to will be as it is. But on that separate 10 lakh I have to pay that premium ka price.
That's what
Extra,
I said. Correct.
But the waiting periods will be compensated for that particular 10 lakh. Okay, got it. Now I understood कि प्रीमियम से वो compensate होगा, but waiting period से compensate होगा, पर प्रीमियम मुझे पे करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
Got it. Okay, so I understood this particular part, bonus वाला part. Now, if you could shed some light on, let's say कि for example, I have a sum insured of 5 lakh, and I want to buy a policy through portability of some, let's say, sum insured 10 lakh.
Yeah.
यहाँ पे क्या होगा?
Portability will be for the sum insured for which you have completed the waiting periods.
Okay.
तो मतलब मैं, if I have a 1 lakh cover, I cannot buy now a 10 lakh cover and get portability on 10 lakhs. I will get portability for the how much waiting periods you have completed for a particular sum insured. This can be further, if I want to, let's make it a little more complicated also. कि I bought a policy of 3 lakhs first year.
Okay.
Then next year I upgraded to 5 lakhs.
Okay.
ठीक है. So my 3 lakhs has completed 2 years waiting period. The additional 2 lakhs that I bought has completed only 1 year's waiting period. Let's say.
Okay.
If I on the third year I'm saying basically. So I'm porting in the third year. I didn't mention that. So what I'm trying to say is that let's say I have bought a 3 lakh cover in year 1, upgraded to 5 lakhs in year 2. Year 3 I'm going for portability.
For how much cover?
For let's say 10 lakhs.
For 10 lakhs.
Okay.
Okay.
So 3 lakhs pay I have completed 2 years.
Okay.
2 lakhs pay I have completed 1 year.
Hmm.
So portability will also work that way only. Portability is basically aligned to the sum insured waiting period credits that you have completed.
Understood.
So 3 lakh pay apne, agar you keep upgrading that way, every time you upgrade, waiting periods apply to that upgrade again and again. Right? They apply from zero.
Understood.
Right? Otherwise, what I will do as a customer, I will buy a 5 lakh policy, then I will upgrade it to 1 crore after 3 years. I will not get 1 crore pay, that 95 lakhs pay cover completely without waiting periods whenever I upgrade. The waiting period on those, that additional sum insured will start from the day I upgrade. Right?
Understood.
So an insurance company maintains that how you have upgraded, and for that upgrades, how the waiting period are now applicable, and the portability will also happen similarly.
So in your example, I'll just conclude it. If I buy the sum insured of 10 lakh, then for 3 lakh, I have to go for 1 year waiting period because I've already covered 2.
Correct.
If the waiting
We
period
are talking about existing diseases.
If the waiting period is of 3 years.
Correct.
And for the next 2 lakh, because when I upgraded, so
Correct.
the waiting period will be 2 years, and the rest 5 lakh, it will be 3 years.
Perfect.
Right. Okay, now I understood. Great. Now let's go into the process, because it's people, they want to port, but they also want to understand the process, right? So what is the process of portability?
So process is slightly can be complicated depending upon what age and what health condition you are porting at, right?
Okay.
The insurance company at the time of portability is looking at you as a fresh customer. In fact, it is looking at you as a worse than fresh customer actually. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because वो जो नया insurance company है, for that they have to not only give you a policy, but also have to give you credits for the waiting period for which they did not receive money.
Yes, yes.
See, when I'm an insurance company which you are continuing relationship for 5 years, and I am giving you that credit, I have earned money for the 5 years, and hence I'm giving you credit for that.
Logical.
But now I am porting to a new insurance company. That new insurance company has nothing to do with the money that you've paid. Money is not getting ported, right? Money is with that Purana insurance company only.
Yes,
the new insurance company is saying that, come, please sit. I am giving you a policy, but I need to understand whether I should port you or not, right? So the process is involved where exactly how they would be looking at a new customer, underwriting will happen, but slightly it could be stringent for customers who are probably having a higher age or having a medical history. And this is true for corporate insurance also and for personal insurance also. ऐसा नहीं है कि corporate insurance में lot of people feel this way that I will retire and at that time I will port.
Yes, I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Understood. So and in the process, like actually what all things are involved? Like,
right. So it's similar to, let's say, buying a new health insurance policy where you basically fill a proposal form. You could be asked for a, let's say, underwriting process where insurance companies evaluate you in terms of your medical history. They may ask you more questions. It could be as a form, it could be a telemedical, someone calling you and asking you questions, or there could be a medical test that could be involved, right? And this is applicable for both group policies and retail policies, right? And there is a portability form also, apart from the proposal form, which basically has details about how many years of credit have you availed, meaning meaning how many years have you been basically invested in the previous policy, and more details about your continuous cover in your previous policy, that way. So there's a portability form, which is a request for portability, and there's a proposal form, which is a request for a policy. So these two things are there, and the process involves similar to buying a new policy, evaluation of your medical history or habits, right? And the similar layering of that, which could be only proposal form and insurance company issues the policy, or proposal form and more questions. Like I said, it will be formulated in 2 parts. One is questions which are like written questions, or it could be a phone call. And the third, which is the ultimate layer, could be a medical test.
Okay. And what if like something comes in the medical test?
In fact, anywhere, right? Meaning in the process of buying the policy, in the proposal form or in the medical questionnaires or in the medical checkup, if anything comes up, they will basically look at it from a point of view of whether they find it from their own philosophy, whether they want to cover you or not, right? And whether they want to cover you at the same premium or not. So insurance company or the new insurance company could probably charge a loading, like when you buy a new policy, there could be loading. In case of portability also there could be loading.
In one line, if you can explain.
Loading is where basically you pay more premium than the standard premium. So insurance companies, they calculate premium basis a certain persona of the customer. Okay, this kind of customer I am going to cover. Anybody who has a higher risk than that persona, an insurance company basically will take decisions. One of the decisions is they will say this is higher risk, so I want to charge you more premium that way. So that is called loading. That higher premium is called loading, and it is applicable for renewals also. You are paying more premium because you are more riskier for the insurance company.
Understood.
Yeah, and the second is basically that the insurance company can decline portability, right? Portability is a right of that you can apply for it, right? You can ask an insurance company that I want to port. So you have a right to move from insurance company A to insurance company B, but the insurance company B has the right to decline it, right? They can say that basis the proposal form that you filled or the medical test or the questions that you've answered, I wouldn't be able to offer you portability.
Nice. One question which is coming to my mind here at this point, the insurance company can also decline. So could you please tell me about the timeline, because like I also get to I have to do the renewal.
Correct.
But at that time I'm thinking of portability.
Yeah.
But when I did my portability, it got declined. Then what about the renewal?
Correct. So basically the detailed process में अगर हम बात करें तो the documentation is what I explained, the proposal form documentation. Typically as per the guideline, the IDA guideline on portability, you are supposed to apply for portability 45 days in advance. So the reason why this 45 days of time is given is largely because of this only, so that the insurance company has time to verify all the waiting period credits that you have, your continuous coverage that you have, get the information, evaluate, and then reply back to you that way. So that is the time. But a lot of insurance companies now have reduced that. That is the maximum that you can basically apply. But insurance companies also take portability requests for people, let's say 10 days before the policy renewal also. 5 days if you are a young person, even 1 day before the policy is expiring also. If you are a young individual without any medical conditions, insurance companies are taking that thing, right? The important thing here is that you need to do it in advance, like you rightly said, is because you shouldn't miss your existing policy. So you shouldn't come in grace period, or your existing policy should not basically come at risk while portability process is happening. So you should ensure that you start way before the renewal date, so that you have enough time to evaluate all your options. Right? I would always suggest that you start at 45 days if 45 days is the timeline, because even if you want to try it out with 2-3 insurance companies, you will be able to do it in that time.
Understood. Logical. So I had the second question in mind, but you answered that. Like, what if the time taken goes ahead of my renewal date? Then what will happen? Correct. Logical. I should start early. Then it's very simple.
Correct. There are some nuances in that, meaning where IRDA has set up information about that. If an insurance company delays the portability approval and all that, then there is a time period where there is a transition that basically is factored in the guidelines. But it would get too complicated for the audience. I would not even recommend that you go that way, where you're going in that delicate situation of losing your existing cover and finding a new policy. If you are very close to your renewal and it's a risk that you may lose your renewal because of portability, then do it next year.
Got it. And what are some common pitfalls with portability? Because there will be for sure, right? So if you can just shed some light on that, could you?
Yeah, the common pitfall is, which I already mentioned in a little bit before when we started the conversation, is that portability should not be done because of a fancy of a feature, right? A lot of times people have ported multiple times because they found new products. You should port when it is having a very, like, a lot of people, that is the pitfall, that people feel that now there is a better product, let me port to this product. Now after 2 years I have a better product, again there is a new product in the market, you're moving again, right? Please understand that usually market corrections will happen with leading insurance companies, and everybody gradually will come to the average product only, to be very honest. If there is a product which has got upgraded by A insurance company and you are in B, which does not have that feature, B will also catch up gradually. But to basically create those waiting period credits in multiple insurance companies over the period of time is a very complicated thing. So that is one pitfall. Second is the proposal form process, and the portability process has to be managed very, very well, right? Specifically for people who have a medical history, who have a claim history, basically, and it has to be managed very, very well. There are two areas where portability information is required by insurance companies. One is before you bought the first policy. So let's call it first policy and second policy.
Okay.
Right. The first policy is the old policy. Sorry, let's call it old policy and new policy. So okay, let's reframe this. So let's call it old policy and new policy.
Okay.
Right? So in the old policy, before you bought the old policy, there could be pre-existing diseases. Right? There could be pre-existing diseases in the old policy ke pehle. Right? Then during the old policy, there could be certain claims history, there could be certain medical history, there could be a surgery or something that could have happened. And now you are moving to a new insurance company. So both this information is supposed to be fed to the new insurance company or for the new insurance plan. If one of this is missed, then it could basically become a case of misrepresentation, where an insurance company at the time of claims, the new insurance company can say, I did not know this, right? And hence they may cancel your policy, or they may cancel your claim, or they may not pay your claim, right? So I have seen so many cases where there were people who had a government insurance company's policy for 10-15 years, right? And they were approached by some agent or some call center saying that, sir, port to a private insurer. And the information that needs to be provided, which is pre-existing diseases before you bought the original policy, diseases during that duration, what are the medical issues, medical conditions or habits that have changed in the period of time, that was not informed properly, right? In 1 year of the new policy, ported policy, there was a claim, right? And the insurance company, for the new insurance company, it's an early claim, right? And any insurance company which is getting early claims, they basically raise a red flag, right? कि अभी renewal हुआ है, अभी first time portability हुआ है, how is there a claim that comes so quickly? So there is something fishy. So they will basically get into that zone of basically asking more and more questions. They will get into an investigation zone or the investigation mode also, right? And at that moment, if there is some information that has come out that there was some kind of disease condition that was not informed during that time, then you are not losing that policy, you have also lost the previous policy also, because abhi you can't rewind it and go back to your 10 years policy that you had been renewing every year on year. So senior citizens, people who have a medical issue, or people who have chronic multiple diseases, or they have a history of taking multiple medicines, they should avoid portability as much as possible, unless it is basically coming to a very, very out of choice decision that you are taking. Otherwise, you should not port if you have so many issues. You should try to port as early as possible. As young and healthy you are, you should take a call of landing into an insurance company and an insurance plan which you feel कि ठीक है, ये insurance company, insurance plan is something that I want to be invested in, right, for a long period of time. That's why the need to do a lot of research before you decide on either buying a new policy or even porting.
Understood. So two common pitfalls you told. One is do not go with the fancy features, very important. And secondly, the proposal form process.
There is one more.
So there is one more. Okay. So you can tell the last one also.
The third one is that a lot of people, when they approach you for portability, they will tell you that they are doing portability. They will take forms from you for doing portability, and they will tell you that you will get credits for everything. But they actually give you a fresh policy only. They don't do the portability process. So they don't inform about all the diseases before buying the previous policy. During the previous policy, they don't inform that. They simply fill a blank form that everything is well and fine, everything is good, and get a policy issued. That is something that you may not notice if you don't go through the policy document properly.
It's a straight away fraud.
So it's a fraud. It's a purely a fraud. So what I'm doing is that I'm calling you and telling you I'm giving you a better policy, right? And then I'm telling you I will take care of the portability. But I am not telling you that I'm not informing the new insurance company about all the previous history. And I'm just issuing a new policy actually. I'm not following the portability process. I'm fooling the insurance company. I'm fooling you also just to make money. And this only a lot of people come to know at the time of claim, when they say कि अरे मैंने तो portability कराया था, and the policy does not even talk about portability. So the policy document will say clearly that it's a ported case. Previous policy का details होगा mentioned. How many years of credit you have got would be mentioned. If that is not mentioned in your policy when you get it in your hand after portability, then that means that you've been issued a fresh policy that way. प्लस उसका
Okay.
प्रपोजल फॉर्म होता है पीछे, तो यू शुड ऑल्सो गो थ्रू द प्रपोजल फॉर्म एंड द डॉक्यूमेंट्स टू सी इफ द एजेंट और whoever you bought it has given all the details also. Best is, like I've always been saying, that you should fill the proposal form yourself, strike out everything that is not applicable, and basically do it yourself, right? Get an expert to help you to do it so that you get the right guidance, but ensure that you have kept your eyes and basically ears open in terms of filling the proposal form correctly and ensuring that it is submitted correctly.
Understood. So the mid part which you told ki after I purchased the first policy, the old policy, and between the time period when I'll purchase the new
Yeah.
policy, so this time period is the company which I have purchased the old policy from responsible for transferring the information, or the customer will be liable?
Yeah, see, ideally it should have been the company that should be informing about it, but if there is a claim that comes later in the new policy and the insurance company comes to know about it, the new insurance company comes to know about it, they will blame the old insurance company, but your claim will not get paid. So finally the onus lies on you only, right?
Okay.
So it does not make sense for you to basically get that thing done.
Understood.
So meaning what will happen, like meaning let's say the old insurance company missed it, right? Did not give the information properly, and you have also missed it. You are only going to go face the consequences of that. Then old insurance company को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. That's why you need to be more diligent about it.
And what can I do about it? Let's say ki there might be situations where customers might be facing this particular
Nothing. You
issue.
cannot do anything, right?
Nothing.
Because if you have not been diligent in terms of filling the proposal form or doing things, the insurance company is typically going to not pay your claim, probably even reject your policy or cancel your policy, right? So if that happens, you will maybe have to go through grievance if there is a case where you are able to prove that your agent defrauded you. But it's a very tricky and complicated situation, and nothing happens usually.
Okay, so Mahavi, what about the medical condition which, let's say, I
Yeah.
get it after I purchase the old policy and before porting? If I get any medical condition, how will they be covered in the new policy?
Yeah, so basically you're asking that I had some pre-existing diseases, that waiting period is completed, right, while I was there in the previous policy, but during the policy I now have some new disease that has come, or I have basically maybe claimed for that. What happens? Do I get credit for that or not? Ideally the new insurance company will have to give you coverage for that, right? Because if portability is covering your existing diseases before you bought the policy, then they will also have to cover you for the diseases that have happened during the policy, right? So you will get credits for that also.
Okay.
But insurance companies will be very careful to give you a cover. If they are getting to know that you have a disease and they are supposed to give you a cover for that from day zero, because you were covered in your previous, it was covered in your previous policy, the insurance company is going to be very careful about it. It's not that
100%.
insurance company is going to give you a red carpet treatment.
Yes,
There will be
yes.
multiple questions, multiple checks and balances done. Very large chances of they not giving you the coverage if it's a chronic disease which clearly has a probability of higher risks of hospitalization, right? In that specific situation, they will maybe not give you a policy. So that is exactly why it gets very complicated, right?
Yes.
If there are multiple conditions that are there that have happened during the policy period in your previous insurance company, then the insurance company is also going to look at it in a very different way, because unko agar day zero se if they have to give you cover, for them it becomes a very maybe you could say to a large extent a sure loss proposition.
Logical. Like if I think it from if I become the insurance company who's porting, मेरे लिए तो सब कुछ ही loss है.
Exactly.
So, it will be like that.
Yeah. That's why. So these are things that have been brought in for the customers, give customers convenience. But there are certain things which immediately impact an insurance company, which are for-profit insurance companies. Finally, they are for-profit companies, right? So they will also create their own checks and balances to ensure that they are not taking up cases which are going to make them fall into losses.
Understood. Got it. So what we have understood, that some common pitfalls: do not go with the fancy features. If you have any kind of medical condition, avoid portability. So there are multiple frauds happening in the market. Be aware, right? Quickly, Mahavir, if you can tell our audience, because the portability, what now I seem to understand, it's very complicated. Like मेरे को भी अगर जाना होगा, currently I need to port my policy, I'll be like कि मुझे 2 दिन दो, पहले मेरे को बैठ के पढ़ने दो. It will be that complicated, right? So if you could tell the audience कि how we at Besha can make the life easier for the customer who wants to port the policy?
Yeah, so in a lot of cases, because we have professional experts who are also accountable for claims. I have seen so many situations where the professional expert on our platform has said, "Don't go for portability." Right? When they clearly see that it's a very complex case, they will usually ask the customer to stay with that same insurance company or that same insurance plan. Even the tool that we have, right, which is called TrueMatch, in that if you put multiple medical diseases and you basically inform that you have an existing policy, there's a good chance that 99% cases it will tell you to stay put in the existing policy, right? The reason is the same, that basically it's not worth taking that risk when you already have a history with an existing insurance company for multiple years. That insurance company has earned money from you. There's a larger chance that that insurance company is going to pay your claim than a new insurance company that does not earn any money from you, but now has to take the liability of all the risks that otherwise were going to be taken by the previous insurance company. So it's a lose-lose game for an insurance company, specifically for old age cases, senior citizen cases, and cases where there is a lot of medical history.
Understood. Like I'll to say any case, because like the previous company has got all the premium. They have not earned anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mahavir, we have covered the common pitfalls. If you can tell the audience the दूसरा question where when not to do portability. People who might be watching, they might be watching for कि मेरे को portability करना है.
Yeah.
But when should we not do the portability?
So the first thing is that always port for the right reasons. First, sit down and think over it, that why you are porting, right? If it is just for a particular feature, which is some new feature that has come up in the market, then it does not make sense. Do it for the core objective of moving into a better plan for the long term, or probably for better services, right?
Got it.
Second, it is very important that if you have a very complicated medical history, or you are above, let's say, 55-60, then you should deliberate multiple times before you decide to do portability, because it is going to be complicated in the new insurance company, because that new insurance company is going to maybe see early claims, so there could be a big mess that could happen. So try to do it only in the case where you do not have any choice.
Got
right?
it.
Third is ensure that you have followed the process to the T. You have filled the proposal form correctly, you filled the portability form correctly. You have also ensured that all the information about diseases before the previous policy, diseases during the previous policy, medical history during the previous policy has been informed to the insurance company.
So Mahavir, we have covered almost majority of the questions related to portability. Now I have done the portability, health insurance portability, and I got the new ported policy. What all things should I check in that ported policy? You have already told in the starting a little bit. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, meaning when you get the policy, first there would be a separate section which would mention about the exact portability credits that you've got. You should look at all the members that you basically have ported from the previous policy to this policy. Look at the sum insured, whether it is correctly mentioned there. Look at the number of years of credit that you've got. How many years of credit are you going to get, whether it is clearly mentioned or not, right? That section you should check very properly. Apart from that, obviously, there is a proposal form that is attached. The portability form would also be attached. See that whatever you had filled is what has been only shown, meaning provided to you as an attachment with the policy document. If you not received the proposal form or the portability form along with your policy, then ask for it from the insurance company, and then check whether everything has been accurately mentioned in that proposal form and the portability form, so that all the records are straight between you and the new insurance company, and the records that you are now going to maintain in the future, which is what is your credits that you've got, is also available to you, and you verified it.
Understood. And what if, like, let's say if someone faces any difficulty, he or she has not received the right amount of credits, or have misinformed, or wrongly informed, or missed informing in the proposal form certain details?
They will have to basically inform the insurance company.
Directly. Simple.
Yeah. So if it's an error from the insurance company side, you need to write to them. They will have to change the policy document and send it back to you. They may issue something called an endorsement, which is like an additional document which will say that this is like an addendum to the original policy, where they will basically mention what are the key changes they have made in their records. That is one. the other is that you have missed something, then again you will have to write an email to them or write a letter to them, inform about anything that you've missed, and the entire underwriting process could restart if there's a serious miss from
thing
your
which
side.
has been missed.
If it's a very small thing, they'll just put it in record and let you know.
Okay, got it. So that's it, Mahavir. We have almost covered majority of the things related to health insurance portability. Definitely, there might be scenarios or nuances which we might not have covered because it's a free-flowing conversation, free-wheeling conversation, and we might have missed something. Please write anything, any doubts, any questions you have, write down in the comments, and let's take the conversation out of this video format also. Like, we'll write all the answers in the comment section. You have any doubts, write them down in the comment, and we'll make sure we answer each and every doubt of yours. So that's it from our end. Stay informed, stay insured.